top 5 brands in the United States. And, well, I asked you guys how many of you actually drank coffee. 11 out of the 17 said that you do drink coffee. And being here in Seattle, we know we're surrounded by coffee. And everywhere you look, you at least see a couple people with a cup of coffee in their hands. So it's a really big thing here in America. But at the same time, it's also had a bit of a bad reputation. I also asked you guys how many of you had heard of any bad ramifications along with coffee. And out of the 17 of you that had answered, 14 of you had admitted to knowing of some sort of bad ramification from coffee. Now, I drink coffee, and I love coffee, and I love the taste, and I never really thought about any bad ramifications that I could get from drinking coffee. And I always thought that they were pretty stupid or that they weren't really validated. So when I actually did this research, there were proven more benefits than negative aspects of coffee. And so I'm here to encourage you to drink coffee because it is actually healthy for you. So today I'm going to give you just 3 of the things that they say that coffee supposedly does to you in a negative aspect, and then I'll give you some statistics about the benefits that you can get from drinking coffee, and also I'll let you know a little bit about how much coffee America drinks and a little bit about that. So the first is what the critics say. There are 3 things that I chose to look over, and the first is that coffee leads to heart disease. And actually, a major study conducted by Willett and others reported in the February 1996 issue of the Journal of American Medical Association took data from 85,000 women over 10 years, and once they adjusted the risk factors such as smoking and took those out of the mix, they discovered that there was no increased risk of cardiovascular disease for those who drank 6 or more cups of coffee a day. And also, in 1990, a study by Diedrich and others looked at 45,000 men, and they found no link between coffee, caffeine, and cardiovascular disorders in men who drank 4 or more cups of coffee per day. So basically, even if you do drink 4 to 6 cups of coffee per day, or even more, you're not going to get a heart problem based on the coffee. And actually, a person from the Heart, Lung, and Blood Institutes, Dr. Jared Reese, says, in long-term studies, higher levels of caffeine have not led to higher risk of cardiovascular disease. So basically, the conclusion, if you drink coffee, you're not going to have heart problems based on the coffee. Another common myth about coffee is that it causes ulcers. Now, this was more common in years gone by, and people believed that the caffeine would mix with the acid in your stomach and produce more acid and cause your stomach to get ulcers. Whereas now it's more believed that coffee has nothing to do with the acid in your stomach. Thus, it doesn't produce the ulcers. It's probably due to something else. The third is that coffee is a potent diuretic, and nutritionist Joy Bauer found, she was actually featured in News and Health in February of 2010. She said that it's true the stimulant effect of coffee can act as a slight diuretic, but the overall volume of water that you consume while you're drinking your coffee is not, it will make up for the coffee that you lose when you go to the bathroom. So, although coffee has had a bad reputation, it's been unwarranted for the most part. And actually, one of the books I researched out of, called The Coffee Book, written by Nina Lettinger and Gregory Dickham, they wrote about coffee as a sort of scapegoat for other issues. They said in the 1970s and 1980s, coffee was the scapegoat for diseases like cancer, high cholesterol, increased risks of heart attack, and premature births. But further research indicated that the lifestyle factors of heavy coffee drinkers frequently included unhealthy behaviors such as cigarette smoking. Smoking was eventually determined to be the chief culprit for the ailments. So really, it was going to give you some benefits that you can get from drinking coffee. The first is that it's a prime source of antioxidants, and basically antioxidants are those things that help prevent against disease or aging. And it's actually shown to be the leading contributor to total dietary intake of antioxidants, according to the Journal of Nutrition. It also has been shown to prevent diabetes. Researchers at the University of Minnesota say that coffee appears to offer protection against adult onset diabetes. And while they're not exactly sure how this happens, they believe that it's possible that the minerals of non-nutritive plant chemicals found in abundance in the coffee bean may have benefit effects on blood sugar levels or protect the pancreas, which is the primary insulin producer. It is also shown to help prevent against the development of Parkinson's disease. And most times when you think of Parkinson's disease, it's usually attributed to older people, but it's actually been shown to affect people as young as 30, which is very, very young. They believe that it's actually helps prevent against the nerve cell destruction in the body, and that's how it kind of prevents against the development of Parkinson's. So it's actually something really good if you're able to drink coffee and the caffeine is able to affect your nerve cells. Now, those might not affect you directly, but I know that we all have headaches every once in a while. So it's actually been proven to have anti-headache properties as well. And they say that it dilates the blood vessels and it feeds the heart, increasing blood flow while constricting blood vessels in the head to help diminish even severe migraines. So overall, coffee does have a lot of benefits. And I think that if you consider that and all the benefits that your health, which is really important and you want to be around to enjoy your life healthily, you want to drink coffee. It's a simple way that you can help your health and enjoy your life.